Outgrowing the Pain, a book about and for adults abused as children, was a groundbreaking book by Gil in the mid-1980s. It became quite a comfort for me as I healed my childhood abuse, verbal and physical and emotional. Fortunately, sexual abuse was not involved in my story. Gil was a forerunner in acknowledging that just because we turn 18 years of age, that suddenly we are in charge of our thoughts, our emotions, and our behaviors. Our behaviors are actually driven by our thoughts and our emotions. And now, as a therapist, I see people over and over again that are triggered into the complex trauma, or otherwise known as childhood trauma, of thoughts, beliefs that were put into their head that they are less than, that they are stupid, that they are bad, that they are not worthy, that they are a nuisance, that they're unlovable. And many of those messages become, I am stupid, I am unworthy, I am bad, I am tainted. I even had a client once who was told, you are born of the devil. Can you imagine? If you're fortunate enough to have had a supportive, caring, loving childhood, feel blessed. The old saying, hurt people hurt, is so true. But those people that are hurt, that have wounds from the past, we now can do something about it. And outgrowing the pain is a good place to start with educating yourself. I want to share 2 or 3 of the quotations from Outgrowing the Pain. The key to healing is to let go of the past, to accept it for what it was, and to own your feelings, allowing yourself to move forward. We now know that oftentimes when we feel overwhelmed, as if we're not choosing what we are thinking, what we are saying, and how we are behaving, and perhaps treating other people, it's like a monster takes us over. We now know that some of that, most of that, is the result of childhood trauma. Another quotation from Gil. As long as you pine for what never was and never can be, you are stuck in the past. So what this quotation is recommending for us is to not look at the past figures in our life to get what we want. If, say, your father was not able to embrace you, did not have the capacity to love unconditionally, do not go there. Find some male figure that is healthy, is emotionally safe to fill you up. In essence, we are in charge of reparenting ourselves. Yes, we can do that. To give ourselves, with the help of safe, healthy people, what we didn't get in our childhood. A last quotation I'll share from Gil is, healing is not a linear process. It's a series of up and downs, and sometimes it can feel like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But if you keep moving forward, eventually you will reach a place of peace and understanding. So yes, please engage in therapy. Find a person who is skilled, a professional who knows what they're doing, experienced, well-trained. Check out whether that professional is emotionally safe. Go for a complimentary session. Ask many questions. And then allow yourself to immerse in a process that will not have healing happening right away, but will improve step by step as you do the work. I often say it isn't counseling or the therapist that does the lion's share of the work. It is the client that needs to commit to doing the work in session as well as in their life, experimenting with changing the neuronal message is in their brain practicing new thoughts, practicing new behaviors, and healing and resolving trauma from the past. A very good beginning place to do all of that is to access that classic book from the 1980s, Outgrowing the Pain.